In His holy name, I begin. Madam Chairperson, esteemed panelists, and honored guests, it is a privilege for me to share this stage with such a respected group of experts who have demonstrated unwavering commitment to an issue that demands our collective attention and action: modern slavery. So before I share some thoughts about Afghanistan, I just want to pause and thank you all for your dedication to shining a light and helping address this global tragedy. Thank you for your leadership, for your support, for your hospitality, and for your friendship. Let me begin by introducing myself, my organization, and then sharing a few thoughts about Afghanistan and our efforts to address modern slavery. My name is Fatema Bayat. I am the co-founder of the Bayat Foundation, the philanthropic arm of the Bayat Group, one of Afghanistan's largest companies, with interest in mobile communications via Afghan wireless, with more than 5 million subscribers, media via Ariana television and radio, with over 20 million viewers, power generation via Bayat Power, and several other ventures. The Bayat Group has more than 6,000 employees, and we have been active in Afghanistan for 25 years. But what we are most proud of is Bayat Foundation, which I co-founded alongside my wonderful husband, Ihsan Bayat, who is with me today. Founded in 2005, the foundation, a US 501c charitable foundation and a registered Afghan NGO, has grown into the largest private philanthropic organization in Afghanistan. We have completed over 2,000 projects in country to date. Notable achievements include constructing 14 maternity and neonatal hospitals, which have treated more than 4 million patients, building essential schools, orphanages, roads, and wells across the nation, and annually serving millions of vulnerable Afghan families through a national humanitarian relief program. We have intentionally focused many of our efforts on supporting women and girls over the past decades, providing education, employment, and health services. In fact, I have just returned from Afghanistan and seen firsthand the importance of serving basic needs for women and children in particular, whether that be in our efforts to reconstruct the Herat Regional Hospital maternal ward or support the education of young children by sponsoring their school fees so their families don't have to send them to beg for money in the streets. And since 2018, the foundation has been proud to serve as Afghanistan's business representative to the Bali Process Government and Business Forum. And I would like to share a few thoughts on modern slavery in Afghanistan. First, the bad news. As reported in Walk Free's Global Slavery Index, Afghanistan is the most vulnerable country to modern slavery within Asia and the Pacific, and has the second highest prevalence of modern slavery in the region. In Afghanistan, as in many parts of the world, modern slavery takes various forms, including forced labor, human trafficking, and exploitation. These practices rob individuals of their freedom, dignity, and the chance to live a life of their choosing, and have been in Afghanistan for thousands of years and needs to improve. But today I want to focus on the positive strides being made to combat this scourge and honor the resilience of those who fight against it. Across Afghanistan, there are brave individuals and organizations dedicated to eradicating modern slavery. Grassroots movements, NGOs, and some brave international partnerships are working tirelessly to rescue victims, provide support, and bring perpetrators to justice. These efforts are not only saving lives, but also restoring hope and rebuilding communities. And despite restrictions, the Bayat Foundation and others are implementing programs, services, and creating jobs for women. This is why regional gatherings such as this are so important for Afghanistan. As we are all aware, it is a challenging time for our nation right now. And while we need many types of support, the most important thing is continued global engagement. It would be easy for countries and governments to push Afghanistan to the back of their minds right now. But that is exactly what we cannot let happen. Please keep vulnerable Afghans and our fragile country in your hearts and minds. Engagement, partnership, communication, and compassion, no matter how difficult in the light of the current circumstances, is the most important support we can ask for. In Afghanistan, Bayat Foundation is proud to have done our small part to educate companies, policymakers, and youth about the dangers of modern slavery and exploitation. We've undertaken several initiatives over the years that I would like to highlight. We hosted Afghanistan's first national Ending Slavery, Extending Hope conference in 2019. The conference brought together more than 100 delegates and leaders from the private and public sectors and facilitated critical discussions around three key subject areas: AAA goals from acknowledgement to action. Second, emancipate and empower, jobs, education, and protecting vulnerable communities from exploitation. And three, taking action, a joint initiative to combat slavery, human trafficking, and economic exploitation. Due to COVID and the country's most recent challenges, we have not been able to follow up on this initial conference, but we see it as a realistic and important next step to combating modern slavery, especially child labor in Afghanistan. As such, we remain hopeful we can bring key stakeholders together again for a second conference in the near future. Alongside the first conference, the Bayat Foundation published Afghanistan's first modern slavery statement ever by a private corporation. We also utilized the Bayat Group's media network to participate in the Asian Broadcasting Union's Rights for Children campaign, producing and airing a series of radio segments to raise public awareness around the new national child protection laws in 2019. The Bayat Group also commissioned a full-length 21-minute feature documentary on child labor in Afghanistan, which was broadcast nationwide. In addition, we launched a series of in-person events, including the Bright Future Business Accelerator Program, Afghanistan's first ever networking and business development program for young Afghan entrepreneurs, bringing together young Afghan business owners, potential investors, Afghan government representatives, and NGOs, so that together these parties can achieve a vital mission: developing an Afghan economy which creates millions of urgently needed jobs and continues the nation's economic development, and a workshop for government and business on responsible and sustainable job creation. But despite these modest organizational contributions, let us not forget the incredible resilience and courage of the survivors themselves. Their stories of endurance and triumph over unimaginable adversaries are a testament to the human spirit. Each life reclaimed from the clutches of slavery is a victory for humanity and a beacon of hope for others still trapped in darkness. As we move forward, it is crucial that we continue to support these efforts with unwavering determination. We must amplify the voices of those who cannot speak for themselves and ensure that the fight against modern slavery remains a global priority. Together, we can make a difference. And I am here to assure you that even though political and other circumstances make it challenging for the international community to work with and help us make a difference in Afghanistan, the Bayat Group, Foundation, and family will never relent on our efforts to combat this scourge. So please don't forget us. The women, the children, the mothers, the grandmothers in particular need you. By standing united, advocating for change, and supporting those on the front lines, we can help build a future where every individual in Afghanistan and around the world can live free from the chains of modern slavery. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bayat.